Rise and shine, wild ones. It's Bernadette King. I am here on this beautifully stormy, hurricaney Thursday, October 8th, with your Pick a Card Daily Tarot reading. And I really am here, even though you can't see me. Sorry to be such a prima donna, but I had emergency dental surgery earlier in the week. Wisdom tooth extraction that's given me a little bit of a black eye and a still swollen jaw, and I'm being vain and there's not enough makeup to cover it. So you don't get to see me for a day or two. No one's going to miss that. But I wanted to go back to the videos, and thank you for your patience for Wednesday with there being no video. I got tons and tons of emails from you guys telling me to feel better. Oh my gosh, if you even knew what that meant to me. I can't even talk about it, I'm going to cry. So, all right. Okay, y'all, today, Thursday, we know that the chakra, the heart chakra, rules this day. Beautiful, beautiful green tones. It's a nose to the grindstone kind of day, and it is ruled by the planet Jupiter, which is the planet of expansion and optimism, which, oh, lordy, when I pulled this card, it just cracked me up, and I've been waiting and waiting and waiting for this card to show up, and ta-da, here we are. It is the Macaw card. It is the World card. Now, what makes this such an auspicious card on a Thursday and having to do with the heart chakra is really the World card is about beautiful beginnings, sacred contracts, infinite possibilities, and where will we feel that? We'll feel that in our heart. We'll feel that in our heart chakra. We can intellectualize as much as we want. Well, you know, I'm very spiritual and I'm going through my awakening and I know all of this. And so, you know, hey, I listen to the law of attraction. I watch The Secret and all that. And I know that the world and the universe are full of infinite possibilities. But to know something and to feel something are very, very different. And so the World card comes to you today on a day of expansion and optimism and it being the heart chakra. So you can take a second and you can just sit with whatever is going through your heart and you can feel all of those possibilities, all of those infinite things that you want to create and be a part of. You can feel them, and that means you're going to be able to move forward with them. So when you take a look at the traditional Rider-Waite meaning of the World card, and though I read with my own award-winning Arc Animal Tarot deck, the tarot cards in the deck are based on the Rider-Waite system, and then it marries all of the great energies of the spirit totem and power animals with it. When you take a look at the traditional meanings of the World Tarot card, we find that it is associated with the Hebrew letter Tav, which represents the flow of energy between the earthly and the lunar consciousness. And if you look at the card, that's symbolized here by the twinkling stars in the winter's reef. Reef, like I'm down in the ocean. Reef, y'all, reef. See, this is what the medication does. If I stumble, if I make, y'all, I'm on medication, so cut me some slack on today's video, okay? So, Tav marks the beginning of what ceremonial magicians call the great work. It's the one task we've been placed on this earth to accomplish. A lot of us call that sacred contracts. It's the one main task that we agreed to when we came in. Like, for instance, I'm super duper convinced that my job in life is to bring metaphysics to the world in the way that I do it. And there are lots of metaphysicians out there, amazing people that do it in their own way, and they have their own way of explaining things and their own way of doing things, and everybody resonates with something. And that's what I'm convinced with, you know, that I'm here to do. So the trick with the World card that I've found, because people get all excited, like if you're doing a reading for them and the World card comes up, they're like, oh my God, everything's going to be fabulous. That's not necessarily true. And here's why. When you look at the World card and you look at the Dancer, man, she makes it look easy, doesn't she? She's just perfectly balanced. She's got a smile on her face. She's got that great sari thing wrapped around her. She shows up nude, which means that she's very, very comfortable with who she is in the world, with everything that she has to show. She's just bearing it all for the world to see. And I have found over the years, when you want to accomplish something, big, small, whatever big or small means to you, and you come to a certain place of accomplishment with it, people can look from the outside in and they can think, well, it's got to be easy. They make it look easy. They don't know the nights that you've stayed up crying. They don't know the nights that you haven't slept. They don't know the times that you've, white knuckled it all the way to the end of the month, hoping, Jesus, God, Lord, Mercedes Benz, I hope this amount of money comes in while you're building your own business or a career or going to school or a family or whatever. But that's what the world card does, is it signals a time that you have accomplished all of these things, and you've got it. And it's not like you don't have to learn and you don't have to grow, because the world card is about growth, right? But it's just that you've mastered your inner and outer world so perfectly that you can still work your behind off, but you can have a lot of fun, and you can still have the world at your feet. Okay? So when you pull this card in a tarot reading and you look at the tarot card meanings of it, it's kind of like in the Wheel of Fortune, where the celestial beings, if you take another look at the card, you'll see the 4 celestial beings on the outside of the card. It's just like that, where it symbolizes the 4 elements and the 4 fixed zodiac signs. So the angel is Aquarius and air, and the eagle is Scorpio and water, and the lion is Leo and fire, and the bull is Taurus and earth. And the wreath's oval shape represents kind of the cosmic egg, which lets you, again, know, and you might be, listen, you guys, I teach intuitive tarot, right? So while I go through all of these tarot card meanings with you based on traditional interpretations of it, you may do a reading and you just may not be able to get your head out, or your vision, or you're like, what's pinging me about that wreath? What's about the wreath? What's about the wreath? Well, I've had a reading one time, and it was God love this lady. She is all been out of shape about Christmas at a family Christmas dinner. This woman came to a reading, God love her, and got a reading because she wanted to know how the family Christmas dinner was going to go. And I just couldn't get my head off the wreath. And then I saw snow, and I saw sparkly lights, and I heard Christmas music in my head. And I said, ma'am, are you here about Christmas? She said, I am. And she just fell right apart in my office. Anyway, so the good news was her Christmas dinner went great. I got some of the best fruitcake I'd ever had in my life. And so when you look at the card, why I just went into all of that is because the wreath and the oval shape of it represents the cosmic egg, it may be a call that it is to take a look at what you're gestating. What should you be gestating? What should you be sitting on an egg about, waiting for it to hatch? What is going to come is not there yet, but it's on its way. And eggs also speak to fertility. So you may be being called to say, okay, well, I've been kicking this around in my mind, and I know that I want to do it, but I just don't know, I don't know how to plant that first seed. I don't know how to fertilize my eggs, but you're going to find a way. It's going to show up in front of you, and it's going to make you happy, and you're going to want to dance the dance, and you're going to want to spin batons like the girls in high school did, and it's just going to be fantastic. And to trust in that, right? Okay. Now, what does a macaw have to do with the World Tarot card? Oh my gosh. Well, let's talk about that for a minute. So first of all, anytime you're talking about winged things, you know that that's about getting lift off. It's the literal wind beneath my wings. It's rising to heights that they do naturally. We can only do with, parachutes and planes and helicopters and rocket ships and that kind of thing. But the animals that fly, the animals that live at the tippy top of mountain tops and mountain ranges, they're the ones that can do it naturally. So it's very important for you to understand that whatever this is going to happen for you, whatever it is that you want to happen, all of these amazing infinite possibilities that are being hatched out of your little cosmic egg, your little wreathy wreath, and you're dancing, do the river dance, y'all. It's got the power of flight under it. Now, people make a lot of jokes about rainbows. That irks me. It really irks me. Because it's like chakras and auras. It's become such a joke on Twitter and Insta and whatever. But there's no joke about that. There's a reason that rainbows have sacred symbolism to them. And that is because just the infinite spectrum of color the way it makes us happy, the way it brightens our life. And in this particular card, the macaw is a rainbow macaw. And he's riding, or he or she is riding a rainbow with his or her wings outstretched. And there's just a really magical feel about this. That's why the macaw wanted to be the world card. When you talk about wanting to create your own world, to expand your world, to look at the infinite possibilities that you can bring into your own world, into your own life, into your family's world, your family's life, there's nothing that's not possible, which means that every color is possible, which means it may be time for you to shine your true colors. Now, what's so interesting about this COVID thing, because I'm filming this in the time of, we're still in the pandemic, we're still kind of on lockdown, and y'all, if I had a nickel for every person that's come to me since this started and gone, you know what? It's the zombie apocalypse. What do I have to lose by finally being honest with myself and finally being honest with my family? No, I don't want to be a phlebotomist. No, I don't want to be a stenographer or a secretary. I think I told y'all a couple weeks ago about a gal that came to me and said, oh my God, I graduated medical school. I don't want to be a doctor. I don't know how I'm going to tell my family. She did, it was fine. But this is the time for you to shine your true colors. Now, what's also very interesting is the pressure of this time. It's getting very close to Mercury retrograde here on this Thursday, October 8th. And I'm watching people boil over that aren't normally people that boil over. But what's very interesting about that is they're showing their truest colors, colors that they've been hiding for a long time. Now remember, macaws, like other bright birds, they have those bright colors for a reason. It allows them to hide in the canopies of the rainforest and kind of blend into all of the other colorful things there, so they're less likely to get ate by predators. But the other thing that's super, super interesting about macaws is they have a very special relationship with poison. It's thought that that avocados and cherries and things like that are actually poisonous to them, but they are, and they're the biggest type of parrot, by the way, but they are seen congregating on the riverbanks at clay licks. So they feed on the damp soil, and what scientists believe is that helps them neutralize the toxins that are from their fruit and seed-filled diet, and it aids digestion. Now, of course, like it's with horses, why they eat salt and, mineral licks. It's to keep, those salt and minerals in their system and whatever that they may not get if they're doing natural foraging, or, if they're pets or whatever. But that also, and I bring up colors a lot because in the animal world, when you have really bright colors, it does alert other predators that you are poisonous, even if you are or you're not. So this might be a time, this macaw might be a call for you to really take a look at others' true colors and see, are they displaying their true colors or are they not? And to take a look at yourself. Are you displaying your true colors or are you not? So if macaw has shown up today as your spirit animal, it's time to find your true voice. If macaw has shown up today as your totem animal, God love you. You are the person that helps others feel empowered to show their true colors, and you're a really special person in this world. Now, if you want to invoke macaw as your power animal, then you might be really psychically interested in exploring the afterlife, and that is because of the indigenous cultures and how they think of, like in Colombia, macaw is the bird that transports soul to safety in the afterlife. The Mayan looked to the macaw as the emblem of the sun, and on and on and on and on. And so in those cultures, macaws are very, very directly tied to the afterlife. So I hope this has been helpful to you today. I thank you so much for watching. I hope you subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you get the daily reading every morning or whenever you need it. Please pick up your copy of the Arc Animal Tarot and Oracle deck so you can get closer to your allies and learn to read for yourself or do readings for others. It's very helpful. But the most important thing of everything and every day is to what? Is to stay wild.